All right, so hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you, and welcome back once again to another class of PIB Current Affairs. In today's class, we are going to cover the PIB news from 3rd and 4th of May 2025. Before we begin, please give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me properly and can hear me properly. And I hope there are no Monday views today. और अगर हैं अभी तो चुपचाप से उनको अपने पास रखो और चुपचाप से पढ़ाई करो. Good evening everyone, please give me a thumbs up if everything is fine, if you can see me properly and can hear me properly. I hope guys the preparations are going well. Please do not wait for the notification now. Please do not waste your precious time now. अब तो पढ़ लो भाई, अब तो पढ़ ही लो, अब तो किसी की मत सुनो. ठीक है. I think I have a lot of thumbs up. So yeah, let's start the class without any delay and let's talk about the very first question for the day, which is a very important question, I would say, very, very important. Consider the following statements. Consider the following statements with respect to the report on enhancing MSME's competitiveness in India launched by NITI Aayog, and you need to identify the incorrect statements. Who is the CEO of NITI Aayog? BVR Subramaniam. Who is the Vice President? Suman K. Berry. Suman K. Berry is the Vice President of NITI Aayog. You have to remember the basic information about some important organizations, right? So, a new report on enhancing MSME's competitiveness in India. Enhancing MSME's competitiveness in India has been launched by NITI Aayog. This report highlights the immense potential, highlights actually how we can unlock the immense potential of India's MSMEs. हम कैसे इंडिया के जो MSME है उनके पोटेंशियल को हार्नेस कर सकते हैं, कैसे उसको अनलॉक किया जा सकता है. And it has provided certain systemic reforms ideas in the area of financing, skilling, innovation and market access. This report has been prepared by NITI Aayog in collaboration with Institute for Competitiveness. Now, this institute, which is Institute for Competitiveness, it is an organization which provides knowledge and research for competition and strategy. Basically, it is a strategy building organization for various sectors. And here this report has been prepared by NITI Aayog with in collaboration with Institute for Competitiveness, right? The report is focused on 4 sectors, right? Majorly 4 sectors. These are textile manufacturing and apparel, chemical products, automotive and food processing, right? Now, what are the key highlights? What are the key highlights from this report? First of all, this report has highlighted that there has been an improvement in MSME's access to formal credit. This report has said that between 2020 and 2024, the share of micro and small enterprises accessing credit through scheduled commercial banks, right? The share of micro and small enterprises accessing credit through scheduled commercial bank, it has increased from 14% to 20% in these 5 years period. While in case of medium enterprises, there has been an increase from 4 to 9%. जो access to credit है उसमें increase हुआ है 4 to 9% in case of medium enterprises. However, despite this increase in access to formal credit, the report reveals that there is a substantial credit gap that remains, right? And this report has highlighted that only 19% of MSME credit demand was met formally by financial year 2021, और जो gap था that was 80 crores. An estimated 80 crores, demand was left unmet. All right, and to bridge this credit gap for MSME, the report has called for revamped credit guarantee fund trust for micro and small enterprises. I hope you remember that there is a credit guarantee fund trust for micro and small enterprises. So this report has highlighted that now there is a time to revamp this particular trust, and we need to focus, we need to enhance the access to formal credit for the MSMEs. Then this report has talked about the skill shortages within the MSMEs. So a large portion of the workforce lacks formal vocational or technical training. That is very obvious, and this lack in formal vocational and technical training is leading to decreased productivity, and it also limits the ability of MSMEs to scale. Okay, a lot of MSMEs are failed to invest sufficiently in R&D. Of course, R&D में हमारी सरकार पैसा खर्च नहीं कर पा रही, MSMEs कहाँ से कर लेगी, ठीक है? So a lot of MSMEs have failed in investing in research and development, quality improvement, or innovation, and due to this, they face a lot of barriers in adopting modern technologies due to very बहुत ही वाहियात reasons की वजह से unreliable electricity supply, weak internet connectivity, and high implementation cost. When we talk about 100% electricity, when we are talking about BharatNet project, when we are talking about Pradhan Mantri Saubhagya Yojana, I don't know why these MSMEs are still relying on weak electricity supply, why there is still weak internet connectivity. हम MSMEs की बहुत बात करते हैं, but obviously जब तक हम उनको proper infrastructure नहीं provide कराएंगे, how will they be able to grow? ठीक है. Then this report has highlighted a way forward as well, जो कि बहुत ही generic सी statement इन्होंने दी है. They have suggested, they have recommended a strong state level design and implementation, emphasizing consistent monitoring and better data integration and improved stakeholder management. So as I said, very generic statement that has been given by this report to improve the performance, to improve the situation for betterment of MSMEs. Okay, Chaliye, that's all about this report, and let's come back to the question now. Let's identify the incorrect statements. The report has been prepared by NITI Aayog in collaboration with NCAER. No, in collaboration with the Institute for Competitiveness. The share of micro and small enterprises accessing credit through scheduled banks rose from 14 to 20 between 2020 and 2024. Absolutely correct. Only 29% of MSME credit demand was met formally by financial year 21, leaving an estimated rupees 80 lakh crore unmet. Sahi baat. The report is focused on, not sahi baat, not 29%, 19%. Okay, this is 19%. I beg your pardon. The report is focused on 4 sectors: textile, manufacturing and apparel, chemical products, automotive, and food processing. So we need to identify the incorrect statements, which means the right answer will be option D. Only 1 and 3. Only 1 and 3 will be the right answer, my dear friends. Let's talk about question number 2. According to the report on service trade for financial year 24-25 released by RBI, Reserve Bank of India, how much percent growth has been exhibited in the total exports in financial year 24-25 as compared to financial 23-24? Now, very recently, I believe in the month of April, around 15-16th of April, we have discussed India's total exports, imports, in merchandise export, merchandise import. That was also based on RBI's report on service trade for financial year 24-25. But that report was created in the month of February. Now, this report has been created for the month of March, right? And yeah, the data have been changed. The data have been changed. Now, you will ask me, भाई ये तो बड़ी दिक्कत है, क्या कौन सा डेटा पढ़ के जाए? तो आपके पास जो बिल्कुल recent data होगा, you have to study the recent data. Let's say, for example, we are talking about exports. We are talking about total exports. So first of all, there are a number of organizations which provides data related to exports. For example, RBI provides it. For example, NSO provides it. For example, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, separately provides it other than NSO, right? Then we have some independent organizations. Which provides data related to a particular thing. Here, in this case, exports. Now, what you have to remember, do you have to remember the data of all of these organizations? Yes. Now, which data you have to remember? The latest one before the exam. The older data that you have read, released by a particular organization for a particular subject, that becomes obsolete. जो पुराना data होगा वो obsolete हो जाएगा, right? You just have to remember the recent data. And for all the organizations, not only the single ones, because in the examination, they will ask question like this: according to a report released by RBI, या फिर according to a report released by NSO. इस तरीके से you are going to be asked the question. ठीक है? I hope it is clear. So the total exports according to this report is $824.9 billion, registering a growth of 6.01%. Service exports $387.5 billion, registering a growth of 13.6%. This report, guys, is very detailed. So I have just picked up the data which has been provided in PIB. That's it. Okay, nothing more than that. For March 2025, Service exports stood at $35.6 billion with a year-on-year growth of 18.6%. And merchandise exports, excluding petroleum products, stood at $374.1 billion, registering a growth of 6%. Okay, that's it. These four data I have picked up from PIB, which have been provided by PIB. ठीक है, इसके ऊपर हम नहीं पढ़ेंगे. That would be good. ठीक है. So, according to the report on service trade for financial year 24-25, how much percent growth has been exhibited in total exports? 6.01%. Option C is the right answer, my dear friends. Is the right answer. Aditi is saying, gave SBI PO mains exam and sir, most questions are taught by you. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that, and I wish you all the best for the results, Aditi. Question number 3. According to the report titled From Content to Commerce, Mapping India's Creator Economy, India's creators currently influence over $350 billion in consumer spending annually. Which of the following organizations has released this particular report? Now, from this report, my dear friends, it is very difficult. It is unlikely that they ask data-based question because these data are basically, ये एक वो है rough data है. So, अगर इसमें से क्वेश्चन आया तो यही होगा that which of the following organizations has released the report as far as in my opinion. So this report has been released by Boston Consulting Group. The name is From Content to Commerce, Mapping India's Creator Economy. And these are the four major highlights. Number 1, India's creator currently influence over $350 billion in consumer spending annually, which will reach to $1 trillion by 2030. Okay. India is home to 2 to 2.5 million active digital creators, and the creators ecosystem of India, their direct revenues are estimated at 20 to 25 billion dollar today, and it is projected that this revenue will reach to 100 to 125 billion dollars by the end of 2030. ठीक है, so मतलब जो creator ecosystem है इंडिया का, that is on a boost these days. आपने देखा ही है, a lot of people have become influencer today. They are earning a hefty amount from being influencers. ठीक है, चलिए. So the right answer will be Boston Consulting Group. Option C is the correct answer, BCG. चलिए आगे चलते हैं टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 4. छोटे छोटी न्यूज है बट इंपॉर्टेंट है, छोड़ के नहीं जाना. ड्यूरिंग द इवेंट एजिंग विद डिग्निटी initiatives for the welfare of citizens organized by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment headed by Virendra Kumar Khatik. Virendra Kumar Khatik is the minister. 5 new senior citizen homes have been inaugurated in 5 states. Which of the following is not one of the 5 states? That is the question. Alright. So, aging with dignity initiatives for the welfare of senior citizens has been organized by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, and some initiatives, some MOUs, some portals, a lot of things were done during this particular event, out of which we need to talk about the 3 initiatives. Number 1, Senior Citizen Welfare Portal has been launched during this event. This portal will provide senior citizens the access to government schemes, the access to healthcare services, the access to welfare services, and other related benefit related things which are required for the senior citizens, which are relevant for the senior citizens. Okay. Then an MOU has been signed between Brahmakumaris and Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment for overall well-being and creating an inclusive society for the senior citizens. And last but not the least, 5 new senior citizen homes have been inaugurated at 5 states, which are Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh, Wokha in Nagaland, Vellore in Tamil Nadu, Anakapalli in Andhra Pradesh, and Nainital in Uttarakhand. Okay? That's all about Aging with Dignity event. So the state, पांचवा state कौन सा नहीं है? So Sikkim is not one of the 5 states. ठीक है? I hope it is clear. Let's talk about question number 5, which is again a very छोटा news, but छोटा बम हमेशा बड़ा धमाका करता है, याद रखेंगे. NITI Aayog once again has collaborated with GAME, which stands for Global Alliance for Mass Entrepreneurship, for fostering entrepreneurship ecosystems across multiple states in India. Both the organization will launch pilot projects under the collaboration in, मतलब पायलट प्रोजेक्ट कहाँ पे लॉन्च होगा? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, do remember NITI Aayog and Global Alliance for Mass Entrepreneurship has signed an MOU, or they together have collaborated. For what purpose? Purpose क्या है भाई? So the purpose is to foster entrepreneurship ecosystem across multiple states in India by empowering local entrepreneurs. Through this collaboration, both NITI Aayog and GAME will empower the local entrepreneurs, bringing together the relevant local stakeholders in that particular region. ठीक है, उस एक पर्टिकुलर रीजन के जो भी लोकल स्टेक होल्डर्स होंगे उनको एक साथ लाया जाएगा, नॉलेज एक्सचेंज होगा, एंड देयर बाय ऑल द लोकल एंटरप्रेन्योर्स विल बी एम्पावर्ड. ठीक है, एंड इट विल ऑब्वियसली लीड टू द इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ एंड जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज. ठीक है, द पायलट प्रोजेक्ट विल बी लॉन्च इन नागपुर, विशाखापट्टनम एंड उत्तर प्रदेश. दे हैव नॉट स्पेसिफाइड द district or location in Uttar Pradesh. So Nagpur, Visakhapatnam and Uttar Pradesh. So what will be the right answer? Nagpur, Visakhapatnam and Uttar Pradesh. ठीक है, चलिए आगे चलते हैं टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 6. क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 पे आते हैं इसी बात पे. Department of Consumer Affairs had constituted a committee for the framework on repairability index in mobile and electronic sector, under whose chairpersonship the committee was constituted. I hope you guys remember that in the year 2022, the Department of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution launched the Rights to Repair portal. This portal, the Rights to Repair portal, this portal provides the information regarding all the information with respect to the repairing. ठीक है, जब हमारा कोई टूल, जब हमारा कोई डिवाइस इलेक्ट्रॉनिक या कोई मैकेनिकल डिवाइस खराब हो जाता है, तो हमें उसको रिपेयर कहाँ कराना है, कैसे कराना है. कंपनीज को सरकार ने अब बाइंड किया है दैट आपको रिपेयरिंग के लिए सारी जानकारी कंज्यूमर्स को देनी पड़ेगी. सो दैट इज बीइंग डन थ्रू द राइट टू रिपेयर पोर्टल. एंड देन देयर इज अ फ्रेमवर्क ऑन रिपेयरेबिलिटी इंडेक्स. देयर वाज अ कमिटी दैट वाज फॉर्म्ड फॉर creating a framework on repairability index. This committee was formed in September 2024. This, चलो इसके बारे में आगे पढ़ते हैं, सब कुछ मैं यही बता दूंगा. So the committee constituted for the framework on repairability index in mobile and electronic sector. First of all, do remember that for mobile and electronic sector. Now, what does this index tell us? This framework on repairability index, basically it tells us, it aims to create an ecosystem to empower consumers with ease and hassle-free repair options. If my mobile is damaged, how I have to repair it? Where do I have to go to repair it? What should be the charges of repairing? And who will be accountable if the repairing is not being done? So everything basically with respect to the repairing. This committee was constituted in September 2024 under the chairpersonship of Shri Bharat Kheda, and it was mandated to recommend a framework for repairability index in mobile and electronic sector. And this committee initially put up the smartphones and tablets, as a product category in the mobile and electronic sector. Okay. The repairability index is assessed on 6 parameters, which are disassembly depth, repair information, availability of spare parts within a reasonable timeline. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने फोन मेरा रख लिया और 1 महीने तक लटकाए रखा. नो, आपकी अकाउंटेबिलिटी बनेगी. कंपनीज विल नाउ बी मेड अकाउंटेबल for these delays and for these untimely delays. Okay, software updates, tools and fasteners, all of these information you will have now, the consumers will have now with respect to the repairing. Okay, I hope it is clear. So this committee was chaired by Shri Bharat Kheda. The right answer is option E. Bharat Kheda was the chairperson of this particular committee. Let's talk about the questions in short now. But before that, if you want to have the PDF of this class, my dear friends, you can join this Telegram channel, PIB by Manish Sir. If you are still not able to find the channel or the PDF, you can DM me at Manish. And today, right after this class at 6 p.m., we will be revising the previous PIB week, the news from previous week. PIB वाला जो हमने पिछले हफ्ते करा है, we will be revising at 6 p.m. through the master class, and the link for this class is in the description. Description में जाओगे थोड़ा सा नीचे, you will find a link, master class Manish Sir 6 बजे, click करो और आ जाओ 6 बजे. And this answer is taking Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, finance current affairs at 5 p.m. Why to miss it? And yeah, this is important. कल शाम को 6 बजे, sorry, कल शाम को 7 बजे. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. I will be conducting a mega workshop on don't read everything. सब कुछ पढ़ने की आपको जरूरत नहीं है. So how to eliminate those areas which you do not have to read? We will be talking about that. Question number 7. On the occasion of World Intellectual Property Day 2025, the National Research Development Corporation this corporation works under the Ministry of Science and Technology. Do remember, this ministry is headed by Dr. Jitendra Singh. And World Intellectual Property Day is observed every year on 26th of April. And this day is being observed since 2000. And it was started by World Intellectual Property Organization. This day is observed to raise awareness regarding the trademarks, patents, designs, basically intellectual property. Alright. On the occasion of World Intellectual Property Day, the National Research Development Corporation has organized a workshop titled Driving Innovation with IP, Strategic Approaches to Commercialization. It was organized in collaboration with IISc Bangalore. Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore was the collaborating organization. The Government of India has invited nominations for the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar 2025. The Puraskar honors young individuals below the age of 18 who have demonstrated excellence in 6 categories. Which of the following is not one of the 6 categories? So remember, you should remember the 6 categories. These are bravery, social service, environment, sports, art and culture, and science and technology. Science and technology. So entrepreneurship is not one among them. The right answer is option E. Very important question. Which country has signed the International Solar Alliance Framework Agreement and became that 123rd member of ISA? Okay? ISA's 123rd member is now Angola. Angola is the 123rd member of ISA. And Angola's capital is Landua, ऐसी कुछ है, L से है कुछ. I'm forgetting the capital of Angola. Do anyone remember the capital of Angola? किसी को पता है क्या? चलो देख लेते हैं जल्दी से, क्योंकि अगर आज नहीं देखा तो फिर कभी नहीं देखा. लुआंडा. ओके. या लुआंडा इज द कैपिटल. आई वाज सेइंग ना कि एल से है कुछ. लुआंडा इज द कैपिटल ऑफ अंगोला. ये कैपिटल सिटीज और करेंसीज से क्वेश्चन आते रहते हैं, तो भैया आपको पता होने चाहिए, ये मुझे आपको नहीं बताना. अंगोला's capital is Luanda. With the construction of the state-of-the-art exhibition and conference complexes in the country, India is all set to become MICE capital of the world. What does E stand for in MICE? What does MICE stand for? MICE stands for meetings, incentives, conferences, and E stands for exhibitions. Alright, so the right answer will be exhibition. Option C is the correct answer. That's it for today's class, my dear friends. I hope all the questions and their explanation are clear. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. The people who are live with me can ask your doubts, and the people who will be watching it later can ask your doubts later. And देखते रहो, पढ़ते रहो और आगे बढ़ते रहो. टेंशन लेने की कोई बात नहीं है. अभी 6 बजे आ जाना. 6 PM मास्टर क्लास है. रिवीजन पिछले हफ्ते का करेंगे. लिंक इसका आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा. एंड इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट्स यू कैन आस्क मी, अदरवाइज गिव मी अ थम्स अप. आई होप यू गाइज आर एंजॉयिंग दीस क्लासेस. और एंजॉय करने की कोई बात नहीं है, मैं कोई यहाँ पे नाच नहीं रहा हूँ बेसिकली. आई होप यू गाइज आर लर्निंग समथिंग फ्रॉम दीज क्लासेस. ओके. आंसर राइटिंग भाई कोर्स में स्टार्ट होगा, चल रही है आंसर राइटिंग की बहुत सारी क्लासेस चल रही हैं. Yes, Aman, along with these two PIB and finance current affairs, you need to follow one general current affair magazine as well. NABARD notification तो यार जून जुलाई अगस्त में ही आएगा. मंथली PIB MCQ प्रैक्टिस. यार देखो मैं आपको एक बात बता दूं, अगर मैं अभी से आपको मंथली की PIB की प्रैक्टिस करा दूंगा तो आप ना पढ़ोगे नहीं. जैसे नोटिफिकेशन आएगा ना, मैं आपको 6 महीने का मंथली प्रैक्टिस करा दूंगा. ठीक है, 6 महीने की सारी न्यूज करा दूंगा. 3 सेशन लूंगा, 2-2 महीने की उसमें न्यूज कवर करा दूंगा. देखो आपसे ज्यादा मुझे पता है. डोंट वरी अंकित. आपको जब आप फेज 1 का पेपर देने जा रहे होगे ना, एटलीस्ट आपको मेरे से कोई शिकायत नहीं होगी, ठीक है। सब कुछ जो मेरे को आता है, जो मेरा एरिया है, मैं सब कुछ करा के दूंगा आपको, ठीक है। सर्विस डेटा हैज टू बी लर्न फॉर एवरी मंथ एज लास्ट एंड अवार्ड का एग्जाम सितंबर में हुआ, बट जून का डेटा पूछ लिया था फॉर जीएसटी कलेक्शन, या तो इसीलिए तो बोलते हैं 3-4 महीने, 4 से 5 महीने का करंट अफेयर्स पढ़ के जाना है अभिनव। जनरल करंट अफेयर्स मार्च से कर लो यार, तो बढ़िया रहेगा। नो राज, यू वोंट बी एबल टू रिमेम्बर द एंटायर अफेयर्स क्लाउड मैगजीन, और उसमें बहुत सारी चीजें मैं ऑलरेडी यहाँ पे करा चुका हूँ या माधव सर से करा चुके हैं, तो जो हमने नहीं कराया वो करना है आपको, ओके। चलिए, आई थिंक दैट्स इट फॉर टुडे। आई विल सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास ऑन वेडनेसडे। एंड मैंने देखा कि नहीं, चलो कुछ नहीं देगा, चलो फिर मिलेंगे अगली क्लास में, दैट इज ऑन वेडनेसडे एट 5 PM। टिल देन कीप स्टडिंग एंड कीप स्टडिंग हार्ड। गुड बाय, टेक केयर एंड गॉड ब्लेस।